So the title of this video probably makes it seem like I'm about to do some deaf news show or something, which I'm not. There have been a couple of viral videos in the deaf community recently, and I will be covering that in my next video, but for this one I'm going to try and stay on topic. So deaf time, what is it? Deaf time is a name I like to give to quiet time that people who are deaf or hard of hearing have to themselves, where they don't have to worry about fitting in with a world that is predominantly hearing. It is time that you can take your hearing aids or your cochlear implants out if you wear them, and you can relax and not focus on having to hear things. When I first told my friends about deaf time, they were like, what? That's kind of weird, why do you need time? And I will tell you why, you curious hearing people. Being deaf or hard of hearing can be exhausting. There are actual articles that cover how tiredness in deaf people is more common than tiredness in hearing people, because we have to work so much harder to follow along at a basic conversation level that comes quite naturally to you. We can't hear as well as you, and because of that we rely on a lot of different things to keep up. Things from equipment to lip reading to making sure we're sat at a decent angle to be able to understand what you're saying and to see your face. With every situation we enter into, we have a list of things that we do to make it as easy on ourselves as possible, and we do it subconsciously. It's not like we sit there with a notepad and take it off. It's all done automatically, and we probably don't even notice that we're doing it until afterwards. At least I don't. It's usually after the fact that I start yawning and I'm like, why am I so tired? I've had 3 coffees today. And then I remember that I basically just spent the last 10 minutes or a couple of hours or whatever going out of my way to focus on what's being said and what's going on around me. And we do this with small things too, things that you don't think twice about. For example, crossing the road, you can stand and play Candy Crush on your phone and still cross the road perfectly. Whereas we have to keep an eye on the crossing lights or the people around us so we know when it's safe to cross. We have to pay attention. Or if we're on the tube or a bus or a train and the platforms are being called out, we have to keep an eye on the map or out the windows to make sure that we don't miss our stop, because we will not always hear the platforms that are being called out. Then there are slightly bigger things like ordering at the coffee shop. We can write down our order and you can guarantee that at least one person will try to communicate with you by way of speech, and a 1-minute process will become 5 minutes. And that's not including the time it takes to make your cappuccino or your latte or whatever. From the minute we get up to the minute we go to bed, we are constantly adjusting every little thing that we do to fit in with a world that is adapted for hearing people. And that's not even including the discomfort that comes from wearing cochlear implants or hearing aids. Just imagine having something crammed in your ears all day long. It's not fun. And on top of that, we don't sleep with these devices in, so we have a good 6 to 8 hours or however long you sleep for of silence, and then we wake up and we put them in and it's like this rush of distorted sound. I find the best way to explain this to hearing people is, imagine you're on your computer or your laptop or your tablet and you've got your headphones on and you've been watching Netflix, but you've paused it for the time being to go and check something on another website, and then you start scrolling on this website and all of a sudden this music starts playing. It's like that, except obviously you do expect sound and it's not as loud as music blaring into your ears, but it is still a bit of a shock to the system. And it's things like this that make deaf time a must, time where we can be left in peace and not have to worry that we're missing out on something. We don't even have to be relaxing or sitting quietly. We could be making dinner or sorting through bills or whatever. It's just time where we don't have to adapt to fit in with the hearing world. And a lot of hearing people don't get that. They think we're just being awkward, and then we get nagged at to pay more attention or to put our hearing devices back in. So I'm just going to say this for the hearing people out there. Let us have our deaf time. We are not trying to be annoying, and believe it or not, it's not about how easy it is for you to communicate with us. If we can spend all day bending over backwards to fit in with your world, then surely you can give us 1 to 2 hours of silent comfort in our own world. Think of it as time for us to recharge, and I'm not saying that hearing people don't deserve some quiet time to themselves every now and again, but for deaf people it's not so much a leisure as a necessity. So I hope this video was helpful, and if you're hearing I hope you learned a little something, and if you're deaf or hard of hearing, then how do you guys like to spend your deaf time? Let me know in the comments below and we can start a conversation, and until next time I will see you later.